So I've been really lucky to have managed to come to all 6 TGEU councils. And what's been incredible is to see how it's changed throughout that time, to see the numbers increase. I think we've got about 300 people here in Bologna, and it not just being trans people, but having allies and people in government and people at European level. TGEU working with ILGA, working with GATE, working with all sorts of different organisations across the world, being able to share that practice, but also on a much more strategic, governmental, international level. On an individual level is the opportunity to increase my own understanding of what's happening, rather than just, oh my God, isn't it hard in the UK? Look at the struggles we've got. Thinking, okay, actually, I don't have to pay 500 quid to change my name.
How has the Council changed in the last years? On the one hand, I believe it has not changed because we're still talking or discussing the same issues. It's sterilization requirement in legal gender recognition, it's discrimination, violence against transgender persons, it's visibility, coming out, etc. On the other hand, it has changed tremendously. I mean, it's a lot bigger and I believe it's more diverse than 10 years ago. The Council has been, or nowadays is kind of the key event in which we touch base with our community, in which we can check whether what we've been doing between councils makes sense, what are the new things, is the work that we're doing after the Council like in line with what the community needs.
We were just started with a small network project, and it came up to the council, and I'm very glad that transgender still have a council and not just conferences like ILGA Europe has.
I remember when TGEU started, the T was invisible for a long time, and the trans movement felt it was important to have an organization that focuses on trans and gender, queer and non-binary people. It's a healthy stage of development in every movement when you have the communities coming together and take a stand.
TGEU has been extremely important for my own personal growth and the growth for my local organization. When I stepped down in 2014, it was my second term. I decided not to candidate anymore, and I focused on my local organization at Transfuzia Foundation. I became the executive director. I now know how to do strategic planning. I now know how to manage staff. I knew how to reason with conflicts, and I really actually know how to do advocacy on the international level.
Being a member for 6 years in TGEU gave me a lot of things to think about. I grew up with the organization and with people, but with the idea that we can cover, help, be, and live like trans people in Europe. So this is the idea how to sum the 6 years of my work.
It was very important and very empowering that there were so many young trans activists, because I feel like they could really have a voice so that the needs of young trans people in Europe are not forgotten and are listened to by the biggest organizations fighting for trans rights in Europe. I feel like there's so much that I learned, so much that I can bring back home with project ideas and so many things that I can bring back to my local organization.
They have arisen like the phoenix out of ashes at the exact right time, but they're also so professional about doing it. So they've coming in, the issue is now on the table. That is because of TGEU. They have come in and shown how you can organize as a trans community, representing a community that's so heavily discriminated, and they've done it. And they've been from no staff to 10 staff. They've got their governance right, they've got their fundraising right, they've got their reserves policy right. They've simply got it of how to do it. And the way they are putting out the name of the transgender movement, that is the way I would love to see other movements grow as well.